Hello everyone, this is David, Fairly Secret Music. Today I'm doing a thread response for Darcy, 6 Strings, 9 Lives. He did a thread entitled Chosen Few, where you have to pick 10 albums. You have to get rid of all of this, everything, and whittle it down to 10. So he had a couple rules: no best ofs, and you could only have 3 live albums in your 10. I don't have any live albums. There was a really close one. After my list, I'll give you things that almost made this top 10 list. My criteria for this was, if it is an album that I think is 100% good, nothing gets skipped over, nothing that I get bored of. Every time I listen to it, I will listen to every song. That would make my 10. So I didn't go for double live albums or anything like that. Although I have seen people do Iron Maiden Live After Death, which is a great choice, and Scorpions. But I'm kind of questioning that Kiss 3, Mike. Anyway, so let's get to it. So I doubt anybody's going to be able to guess most of my choices, but I will give you reasons behind them. Well, you already know the reasons behind them because they are 100% albums. First one is John Butcher Wishes. John Butcher is kind of this weird 80s guitar player. This album just does whatever it needs to do to make me fall in love with it every time I listen to it. And the guitar playing, I think, is awesome. The bass player plays fretless bass. It's just amazing. If you are interested, John Butcher Wishes, Goodbye Saving Grace, or you may have heard Holy War, which was kind of a radio song. Second band is Midlake. This band, when I first found out about them, I heard one song suggested by my friend Woody, and it grabbed me. They have tons of harmonies. They've got flute. They're this weird indie rock band from Texas. The original singer, who's not with them anymore, wrote this whole album, and he plays guitar and flute. And in an interview he said, we can write 10 Radiohead style songs a day. What I can't write is one really good Jethro Tull song, and that's what I want to do, is write one really good Jethro Tull song. So Acts of Man, Small Mountain is such a fantastic song. It's weird because it's kind of like in that vein of Candlemass. If you like one song, you'll like every song. Or Confessor, if you've heard Confessor. Yeah, this one I can just listen to. This one, actually, I can be absolutely angry, and then as soon as I have to start singing along with this song, all that anger just goes away because it's so good. Marillion, Misplaced Childhood. When I worked at a warehouse where we could not bring CDs because it was a CD distributor, I would turn off the radio for the day, and I would sing this song from front to back to myself as I went throughout the day. This album and River Dog's first album, the one with Vivian Campbell. Well, there's been a couple with Vivian Campbell now, but the very first River Dogs album is another one that I used to do that to. That kind of almost made the list too, but there were other things that were just way better. So Marillion, if you aren't familiar with them, they are a neo-prog band, and this album is a concept album, and it's fantastic. And if you like Peter Gabriel era Genesis, you might hear the comparisons, but I love it. Kix, first album. Oh man, look at this huge, ginormous crack on the back. This must have got in my bag or something like that. Kix first album. Everyone knows Don't Close Your Eyes. I know this album front to back. Perfect album. It is just so awesome. There is not a bad track on this album. It's fun, party rocky, kind of just not even hair metal. They got lumped in with all the hair metal bands, but these guys were just like, they're kind of like the fun brother to like an AC/DC or, I don't know. I just love this album. It is so great. This might be one that somebody possibly thought of. Voivod Angel Rat. I keep on finding things about this album that I hadn't noticed before that make me like a song new. Like, what is it? Best Regards. I love the lyrics to Best Regards. It's just so good. Nothing Face. I love Outer Limits, but this one, if I was on a deserted island and I could only have 10 albums, this one, yeah, it's just, it's got a bunch of, different feels, different types of sound. Sorry if light there went weird. It told me I have a low battery and turned the light backlighting off. Hellstar, Nosferatu. This is the perfect combination of thrash and power metal-y kind of stuff. Another concept album on the first half, but there's this song called Alaria and Everon at the end of this, and I can sing that for hours and not get tired of it. It's so great. If you haven't given Nosferatu by Hellstar a listen, do so. There is this version, if you cannot find it. This has Nosferatu and Distant Thunder, and I believe this is remastered. I never know for sure with Metal Blade stuff, because Metal Blade seems like the company that would put out something like this without remastering it. This is a special edition. It comes with a bonus DVD that absolutely looks and sounds like shit. So, whatever. Fates Warning are still, to some extent, are one of my favorite bands. They were my favorite band in the early 90s. This album has no bad track on it. It is a lesson in how to play odd time and how to play drums in odd time, especially. And the bass player on this album does not get the credit he deserves. So great. Ray Alder's vocals are phenomenal, and the guitarists are playing stuff that no other band was playing at the time. Maybe Dream Theater, but not to this amazing level. This album is the prog metal album of the world. I don't know why I turned into Christopher Walken there for a second. Fates Warning is so good, so beautiful. For all my Canadian watchers, the Tragically Hip. I know you guys have to hear them all the time, or you did have to hear them all the time. This is the first of 2 albums that Bob Rock produced with them. It brought so much, I can understand why Metallica worked with him for as long as they did, because that guy brings out the best in bands, except for Saint Anger. That was their own fault, though. This album just, oh God, if you want to hear an awesome song, check out Family Band. Just energy, just awesome. The other album, We Are the Same, almost got on my list because of the very first song, which is called Morning Moon. And their really, really early album called Up to Here also was almost on my list. But this one just, there was something about it, something about this year. It was like 2006. It, yeah, I don't think I would ever get sick of this album. An album, hopefully my wife isn't with me on this deserted island, because if she sees that I chose Thin Lizzy, she will not let me listen to anything because she hates Thin Lizzy. And Black Rose is the greatest Thin Lizzy album. So good. You got Gary Moore on guitar. It has the title track, but better yet, it's got to Give It Up and Do Anything You Want and Toughest Street in Town. It is everything I love about Thin Lizzy. It's so awesome. And my last album, you may have seen the video that I did, a discography. This is The Lonely Wild. You can't even see their logo up here. Lonely Wild, Chasing White Light. This is an album that I can listen to over and over and over again and never get sick of it. I did yard work and listened to it 4 times in a row on headphones, and it was just so good. So good. So that is my 10. Some things that didn't make my list were Sylvie and Fripp Damage, Seduced, Too Much Ain't Enough, Royal Court of China, Geared and Primed, Motley Crue, Too Fast for Love, Thought Industries, Mods Carve the Pig, Cynic Focus, Cyclone Temple, Tom Waits, Alice, Springsteen, Hammersmith, 75. That was almost the live album that got there. REM Out of Time, Madura's first album, Corey Hart's First Offense. That would have blown everyone's mind. Last Crack, Burning Time, and The Beatles' Abbey Road. All right, so Darcy, amazing idea for a thread. Let me know which, if any, of these albums you had guessed, and I'll try to remember to leave a link to Darcy's original thread. And I've seen quite a few people doing some interesting things. Last note, I don't understand everybody's love of Firepower. I listened to the first 9 tracks while plowing snow outside, and I don't get it. I just don't get it. Why do people love that album so much? Do we have so little to choose from? That's mean. There's always a new Flotsam and Jetsam that's way better.